Oh, fuck. Raw fucked me up in the beginning. First of all, we actually had maybe one of the best intros to Monday Night Raw in years. And the past 3 to 4 weeks, with me ranting and rambling, I can actually start off with a bit of an optimistic take on the opening show. Well, obviously, I think Raw was 4 or 5 out of 10. Sure, it had that repetibility, but at least had it matches. It seems like Finn Balor, a little bit of an update. It seems like he will be injured. He's not going to be tagging with his mixed tag partner, Bailey. No one cares about that. But I don't think. I heard rumors that he will not be attending the TLC against Drew McIntyre, what they were feuding about for some apparent reason, because of Baron Corbin. I really don't understand the take on that, even though Dolph Ziggler looks like he'll be facing against Drew McIntyre instead on TLC. They always do the Lars Sullivan shit, even though I think that he'll come into pay-per-view on Royal Rumble. Let's open up, start with Baron Corbin coming out here, getting called out from last week. And Jesus Christ, did fucking Seth Rollins go off and telling about the failure of the company, the fans just not sticking out, complaining about the Lucha House Party match, bringing up that you guys are already making the Revival lose faith in the company and creative ideals. The ratings are poor. Just a lot of stuff that Finn Balor brought up, and it was really honest. I understand this was a gripe to the writers and Vince McMahon about what's going on in the company. Excuse me, because obviously I want you guys to see my ugly ass face more. Uh, and yes, this was an incredible opening show. This was a shootout to the company and how poor it's doing. It's better than just saying it's worse than this piece of shit that Hulk Hogan said to WCW when WCW was down in the gutter and how much poor and unorthodox their booking was. We're trying to get some out of nowhere talent like Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio, some other guys over while the old dudes are still holding championships and the show was not working. Somehow 20 world championship changes came out of that. So yes, so the opening matchup was of course the AOB. It was a handicap match because it involved Drake Maverick for a tag title match. Jake Maverick yet again he wins. He cost him the loss because he kept getting into the tags, even though it could have been just Drake Mavericks being in their corner and he could have cost them the tag title match. So yes, we proved how amazing of a tag team. Two guys with no. We, if you guys don't watch Impact, fine, fine. But you know Bobby Roode was a tag team champion, but that's no excuse why it had to be by Drake Maverick. There's a cruiserweight division for a reason. It's either you go there and lose relevance or do something else, because obviously WWE isn't working. The most relevant thing Drake Maverick ever done so far since the past few months he's been in WWE, he pissed himself on the Survivor Series. So all I can tell you, this was an alright match. It's interesting seeing Chad Gable without a singlet. He actually wore the same attire, except he kept the headband, obviously. Uh, he wore some regular wrestling tights, so that's a shocker. Alright match. It was sluggish at times. Obviously, you're going to see Chad Gable, that's the best wrestler in the ring, do some impressive athletic moves. So, yeah, you got new tag team champions. Please let the Revival feud with them or something. Something. AOP literally got treated like a joke. They don't need a manager. Anybody else, the last guy that was with him, he was a perfect manager. He was interesting. He looked intriguing. He looked like a guy that you didn't want to be near. And now we got Drake Maverick, a guy that looked like he slept with a few fat bitches. Oh my goodness. Then we had Ruby Riot's promo saying that she disgraced her family, bringing up no facts. I mean, in my opinion, I think she just disgraced herself with the lost relevance, becoming a pussy-ass bitch that's relying on her pussy-ass boyfriend to satisfy her. She is not getting pushed up in the company. Natalya, yes, she have won the Divas Championship. I think the SmackDown Women's Championship once, and no, I don't think she ever won the Raw. If anything else, Natalia has not lived up to her expectations, even though coming from maybe the most prestigious parts of the WWE as the Hart Dungeon. And rest in peace to Jim the Anvil Neidhart, her father. So, yes, I understand Ruby Riott trying to play in an edginess part, putting up her dead father, but no other facts in how this comes into relevance with just making this appear that Natalia gotta win this match. It doesn't show an equal footing thanks these guys have been feuding for weeks. And it's obvious that Natalia's gonna win. It's obvious. This is PG. There's no interesting setups. As much as you can bring up a dead family, a dead shit, the babyface gotta win in the finalization of this. And I understand these guys are gonna keep on going because it's nearly the exact same fucking roster. Jesus. Next up was, of course, the same match that we had last week. After an appreciation night for Drew McIntyre off assisting Baron Corbin. Speaking about Baron Corbin, that's gonna happen later into this review. Speaking about Baron Corbin, I think he's just a terrible GM and a terrible character in general. Back to this match. This was an alright match. This was better than the match they had last week. That was too repetitive. Incredible finish. I forgot what he calls that kick, but that was a good rebound, good zigzag by Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, I think he should just quit. Go to the Indies. Do what Cody Rhodes is doing. He's more relevant. He's more picked up by the fans. They're more eligible. They're more able to defend him if he's actually using his athletic ability and he actually wrestles. Dolph Ziggler, he doesn't need to rip off Shawn Michaels gimmick because he's flamboyant. He has long faggot hair and he wears long tights while having a super kick at his finisher. You see the problem? You see why people zoomed out of Raw? And you have Drew McIntyre, a potential good superstar, back like when he debuted 2009. Vince even had high hopes for him, and now he went up. He went to the Indies. He wrestled off in TNA, and now he came back to WWE, where he has a really good look with the beard and mustache. He looks bigger. He looks cooler. What are we doing with him? He's just feuding. He's gonna beat the hell out of Dolph Ziggler because Finn Balor's out and he couldn't interfere in the match. Of course, Dolph was going to lose clean. And I know they're going to fight in TLC after the rumors about Finn Balor. So, yes, this was a pretty good match, but I think this would compare to the TLC match. And, of course, Apollo... no one cares. I ain't going to that. I hate mixed match. No one cares. Next was the promo with Dean Ambrose. And over the trying to guilt trip him. Even though it's okay that he turned heel, so why are you trying to guilt trip him? What's the point? I do not know the point of this. If this is to bring up, your friend, you guys were friends before. This woman's hot and stuff, but anything else, no one cares. Why do you address him by Dean like you know him like that? You're not his girl that's in the commentary table, like Renee Young. So I don't understand. Not everybody has to be close. Like that. So yeah, he brings up the Vermin, and Dean Ambrose somehow wants to face Seth Rollins, even though he's been running away from him for the Intercontinental title. So whatever. And by the way, I started to bring this up a little bit late. Ben Corbin addressed that he will face him in a pay-per-view like match, so it's going to be a TLC. Well, for my opinion, I wanted to see something different. I wanted to see something interesting. I wanted to see a different stipulation instead of a tag team, Extreme Rules, Falls Count Anywhere. Just something interesting to watch. And they gave me a TLC match in the main event of Monday Night Raw before TLC. I don't mind things. I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are going to just have a regular match for the Intercontinental title. Even though Dean Ambrose got a well done, alright match with Baron Corbin that involved Heath Slater. So he played Super Seth Rollins that he did like 2015. Next up was Leo Rush versus, oh my god, Elias. Why is he getting pinned? And remember when I told you that Heath Slater had to beat Rhino? He become ref and help Leo Rush win a match, even though isn't he technically still a cruiserweight? So why is he facing off against a heavyweight? I don't understand. and Bobby Lashley was in the corner. Even though it could have been just Bobby Lashley interfering in the match and costing him this. Wow, what storytelling! And it was just bring aboard Heath Slater in the main event of the match, in the main event of the show. Next up was supposed to be a match with Tamina versus Amber Moon, and this was a correlation involving Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax post-show before this Sunday's TLC. And let me tell you what, I don't care. I think Ronda Rousey is going to flourish in a few years in the WWE. Even if she's not, she will be a good draw. She seems athletic enough. She can work on her mic skills. She seems intimidating. She looks like a good look for the company, not because she's attractive, because she actually looks like she'll catch some eyes. Tamina looks like a gothic obese fucking Antifa woman, and Nia Jax looked too overweight to wear anything. Yet she's scared of a UFC fighter. Yet she's mere like 300 pounds. The bitch looks like Wendy Williams plus Fat Albert, and you're telling me that you can't beat her. Wow. You even lost to Asuka. I'm shocked that they didn't think of demoting this woman already. So, yeah. Tamina won. I mean, Amber Moon won. This doesn't make anybody strong except Ronda Rousey. Amber Moon has nothing to sum up to anything. So doesn't Tamina. So this was just to push the match. And I don't think Ronda even had anything to say. So let's just come up to the main event. No one cared. This came up to a... I have to say, this was one of the most enjoyable main events I've seen on Raw. And it's December. TLC's this Sunday. If I were you, I would watch it. Just to see if Braun Strowman to come back. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins maybe. And that's about it. Pretty much it. I don't know who Drew McIntyre is going to face. Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, even comes back. I don't care about Nia Jax because obviously we're trying to push this long thing with Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey, she needs to get herself in a big feud. Ruby Riott is terrible. Everybody in the Riott Squad is terrible. They all look like hyper junkie freaks. They look like the first hookers you see on Utah. Nobody else is taken seriously in the main roster. And this was Seth Rollins was talking about. And anybody, if you people watch podcasts, if you guys watch a lot of reviews, WrestlingInformer.com, Bleacher Report, anybody else that does talks on professional wrestling to this day, know how repetitive, how disinteresting WWE could be. And Seth Rollins at the opening of the pay-per-view made that clear of the show, excuse me. And to bring up that they can do stuff like this, like just do different matches instead of one-on-one tag teams. Just try something different to flavor up the storyline, or at least to flavor up a show. WWE could still be the most enjoyable pieces of entertainment that you can still watch on cable television, even though it's dying. And don't give me this bullshit about sports. Don't give me this bullshit about sports. No, in the summer, in the spring, MLB is weakened. There's so many professional teams that are low in attendance, and baseball has been already a boring, repetitive sport. Even though there's some promising teams out there, not a lot of people watch baseball. NFL, people are just going to wait until the Super Bowl. NBA, people are going to wait until the playoffs. You have a lot of time. WWE has a lot of time to build up steam to make an enjoyable product for fans that don't always want to see the traditional sports. They just want to watch big, larger-than-life characters fight off in a ring and make sure you have something to remember. That's what made at least Ruthless Aggression enjoyable, and back then enjoyable. Even if you point out the 80s, 90s, whatever, that's what made you guys enjoy it. I don't mind Seth Rollins. Fuck. Oh, God. I don't mind this current roster. I just think that it's underutilized a lot. And I don't do this so I can make my personal gripes say everybody sucks at wrestling. I think this is incredibly talented individuals that are just pushed in the wrong direction. and I just want the show to become better, because it takes more than just some random old fuck calling your matches 5 stars. And you guys with all of these fake ass endorsements that you guys really don't care about. You don't care about the donations. You don't care about all this crap WWE does. You care about them actually making a product that you, your kids, and your friends will remember. And that's what made the Attitude Era and everything else that they always put on the network, or you find on your local fucking bargain bin. You watch the old disc sets, the old pay-per-views, the old shows somehow. That's what makes you keep coming back to watch professional wrestling. And the more time I see Baron Corbin, the more time I think this cancer patient should just stop. He's already weaker as a wrestler. He's already weaker as the GM. He doesn't control anything. He doesn't monitor matches. He doesn't book any other matches. The other matches are like told because of the feud that they're in. And Baron Corbin doesn't care about any other champion. Doesn't even address why Brock Lesnar is not even competing. Brock Lesnar's just gonna randomly condition and crap like that. But still, Seth Rollins is gonna be facing Dean Ambrose in the TLC. So whatever. There was 2 enjoyable matches. 1 title change happened last night. So yes, this was a way better show than the past 5 weeks of Monday Night Raw. I give it a 5 out of 10. It was pretty good. It was all right. It was. I'm not going to remember much except what Seth Rollins said. And the enjoyable TLC match that I think just make Baron Corbin become a wrestler again, or something like that. Because the roster's already fickle as it can be. So just to get more wrestlers, please get more wrestlers to interact with each other. That makes the show good. More interaction, you improve a lot. Thank you for watching.